Welcome to the podcast series, Aastha Unplugged. The purpose of this podcast is to help you express your highest potential as a leader. Whatever it is that holds you back in your leadership journey, let's dive straight into it. So, we'll bring in guests here who are leaders in their respective domains, and they are going to share perspectives from their life journeys. And these perspectives are going to help you get access and insights into your life journey. Yeah. So sit back and enjoy this week's episode on Aastha Unplugged. Hello, and a very warm welcome to Aastha Unplugged. Today, we're shooting the very first episode of the podcast series, and I'm very, very excited to welcome a very special guest. This being the first episode, all the more special. And we have a very, very vibrant, dynamic personality here. And why I call him dynamic and vibrant, because, as I was talking to him just last evening, the beauty is, we always say Aastha Unplugged is about some real talk. And here is this man, 28 years of very, very rich experience. He's the Vice President, South Asia and Middle East at GrainPro Inc. And 28 years of experience across sales, services, operations, and general management. He's a global leader because he's been key to starting up, managing, operating, the Indian ventures for some of the biggest MNCs. So a lot of work, but what makes it special is because with such a diverse experience, he has a diverse, I would say, a very rich journey of growth and evolution. And which is what makes this episode very special, because he is going to be sharing that with us here today, with all of you here, all the leaders out there, all of you who are dealing with your workplace relationship challenges. So he is going to be talking about some very powerful perspectives. And I can promise you, each one of you is going to walk away with something very profound, So let's get started. And I really want to welcome first, with all my heart, Praveen Gupta. Hi, Praveen. Such a pleasure to have you here.
Namaskar and good morning. It's wonderful morning here in Mumbai. Pleased to be with you here, and I'm looking forward to a great conversation.
Superb. Such a pleasure, Praveen, to have you here, and really looking forward to this conversation. Yes. Great. So, we will be talking about how workplace relationships impact growth in organizations. So, a lot of you, our audience is a lot of people who struggle with growth, who are stuck there. Oh, I'm not growing. And growth has very different meanings for different people. For somebody, it may be the promotion that you want, the profile that you want, or maybe growth is in terms of the who I am becoming as a leader, who am I becoming? So whatever it is, but people somewhere feel they are stagnating. And I believe that a big role is played by the kind of relationships that you have at workplace, because you cannot operate in isolation. So, Praveen, I want to start by asking, you have such a diverse and long, rich experience. 28 years is not a short time. I'm sure you would have gone through a lot of ups and downs in your journey. How important do you think are workplace relationships when it comes to, corporate journey?
Yes, this is really, I will say, in a way, it's a complex subject, but for me, fortunately, has been an easy subject. And I will tell you, it's all about the individual perspective, irrespective of the environment around Asta. So I'll say one thing you missed is for many people, there are money. Okay, so
Yeah.
they'll be changing job every year, and then they're expecting that every company gives the double or the. I was reading one lesson, a line from somebody that everybody is expecting the GDP of the country on their salary. So, so,
Yes.
so that's one of the important factors. As a workplace relationship is definitely one of the most important aspect in any person's career growth, especially in the corporate ladder. Apart from his credentials or his CV with the XYZ institutions. So I think, in my opinion, it is definitely very, very important thing as soon as you land into a job. Okay. So yes.
Got it. So, it is important, but what I see as a trend, बहुत सारे leaders हैं अलग अलग stage पे अपने career की, and when we talk about their journeys, and more than the journey, the current status where they are, while they may be growing, but somewhere the joy is just not there. They're not happy. They feel stuck in the relationship game because my boss is toxic, or my colleague doesn't support, or I don't feel included, or so somewhere, because the chemistry is missing, or my team, they don't listen to me, so somewhere people feel overwhelmed, and
Right.
something where they're spending such a huge chunk of hours, like 8,
Right.
10,
Yeah.
12 hours a day, and you're
Yeah.
not enjoying it, and you're dragging yourself to go there, you're dreading Mondays. It's not sustainable, but that's the life that people are living. Most
And
of
yeah, and unfortunately, the majority are living in that segment where
Absolutely.
they either as a boss or as a subordinate. So,
Yeah.
Asta, if broadly I say every individual are in the same at the same situation in two different role. Like I'm a boss in one situation, and I'm also a subordinate in other situation. So in
Right.
fact, I am passing through both the scenarios. Okay, and if I say that my boss is bad, then the same thing my subordinates probably will be telling about me. My boss is bad. Okay, so where we are going to really balance it. Okay, the biggest problem I have seen is as a as a subordinate. Let me take first as a subordinate with a tough boss. And again, Asta, there is two different kind: the tough boss and a toxic boss. Okay, a
Okay.
very fine difference. Okay,
Sure.
a tough boss may look toxic to so many people. A toxic boss may be looking tough to her. Toxic means a person has an attitude problem. A person has a problem of behavior. Okay, he's creating negative vibration. He's creating negativity in everything. That I will say is a toxic. A tough boss, his expectations are high. He's criticizing me because I'm not performing better. So I have to really differentiate as an individual. My
Okay.
boss is a tough boss, or my boss is a toxic boss. If it is a toxic boss, probably I will not have much options but to look for a next job. Okay, I'll try to balance few things. Okay, but then you cannot change in reality somebody's attitude. Okay, difficult. But a tough boss, probably I should feel lucky myself that okay, he's giving me so much task, he's expecting so high. Let me lower, let me upgrade myself and deal with the situation. Okay, so in my experience, there are two scenario I normally broadly differentiate. Okay, now let me come first to the toxic boss. Okay, toxic boss also has a boss. Okay, his boss has an expectation. There is a probability that he also has a toxic boss. So probably he is just what is say cascading the effect down the line. Okay, but then there is a possibility that as a subordinate, I feel that my boss is toxic, but his boss is good. Okay, so then where I can add value, can I do something that my boss feels good about? That next level reporting is becoming better. Okay, so
Okay.
one of the my strength area Asta has been that in these situations I try to find a scenario or a point where can I add some value, where this boss, my boss, he feels some added value to his next report. Okay,
Wow. Okay.
so and it should not be like directly I should go and tell that boss I have done something for you. Then you are making him more toxic. Okay,
Okay.
you do it silently, but the guy is smart enough. He will understand that okay, Praveen did something which has helped him to make a better face in front of his boss. Okay, so most of the time we miss that as we start complaining. My boss is toxic. My environment is toxic. He don't understand me. But we don't. We should realize that he is also at the end of the day a human. He is reporting to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, and he also wants to grow in the career.
Hmm.
Okay, so can we add in your position some value to his growth?
So, Praveen, that's a very powerful point that you're saying. So, what I'm understanding is that you're saying what value can you bring for him
Yes,
without taking credit in front of everybody? you bringing direct value to him, which helps him put up a stronger face in front of his seniors, right?
Exactly.
And now my question to you is, this is very powerful. Now, have you gone through some, I'm sure that's where you're talking about this. So would you talk a little bit about, maybe without naming anybody, but uh, how did you manage? Because what is most important is when you're doing something, it's actually coming from what's happening within you. So
Exactly.
how do you manage your emotions or yourself in that moment when that boss is actually acting toxic or tough, whatever,
Yeah.
and you say, okay, let me put that aside,
Mm.
and what can I do for him?
Exactly. See, when we are in corporate world or a business world,
Yeah.
we don't have much option. Like there is a proverb goes, I cannot choose my boss or I cannot choose my father. Okay, they are there.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to deal with. Okay,
Mm.
and complaining is definitely not going to help. Okay, and one more thing, in the most of these corporate matrix organizations, okay, there is no use of impressing my boss. He's not going to help me anyway. In matrix organization, it's very rare that the my manager's manager can help me in some way. No, and that's the mistake most of the time people do. Okay, my subordinate is goes above me and report something about me to my boss. I don't think it will help. It doesn't help. He has his own problems. Okay, that's why he has managers like me, 10 managers under him. Okay, so he's not going to again listen to the person who is under me. I have 10 managers under. Okay, so the mistake at mid-level career or even the earlier career we do is we think that in a public meeting if I do something good, my boss is impressed, so probably he can
Mm.
save my life. No, it doesn't happen. Please come out of that what do you say misconception. Okay,
Sure.
if you want to really stay back in this organization and want to grow in that exist current organization, make sure your boss is happy with you, not your boss. Okay,
Mm.
I think this many people miss it. Okay,
Mm.
and also as I said, this is a very important point that don't make it public that you did something for this, or in a public meeting where his boss is also there. There are other 10 subordinates, and then suddenly you do something which your boss probably doesn't know, and he feel embarrassed. Okay,
Got it.
so if you're going to present something more powerful than what he was having a knowledge, explain him before. Boss, I know this. You want me to do it, or you want to do it? I'm okay with anyway.
Mm. So, mm. So a lot of people also think, Praveen, then I mean, ideally, they get stuck in the whole credit game. And why not?
Exactly.
Rightly so. If
Why
I've done
not? Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
if I've done something,
Yeah.
I would want to get credit for it.
Exactly.
So, are people wrong in then expecting or taking that credit when they've done it? Or is there something here which needs, our attention?
I will tell you, there is a fine, I will say it is emotional game. I can say if you name the game, it's not normally if you say game, people think in a negative way, but I'm telling it's
Yeah.
a play kind of a emotional
Sure.
play is any manager has multiple reportees most of the time,
Yes.
and the manager growth is depending on the growth of these people, right?
Mm.
If I'm a manager now, I'm leading this organization. I have tens of reportee under me. If they don't perform, how can I perform? Not
Mm.
possible,
Yeah.
right? So in even if I am toxic or I am rude or I am tough, inside I know these people's performance is going to give me my credit also. Okay, so
Mm.
at one point of time, I have to give some credit to guy who is doing good, so he stay with me, right?
Okay.
Eventually it will come. It is very real, in my experience at least, that if I'm doing 10 times right thing and my boss will not give me a credit to the next
Mm.
level, I have not seen at least this. Okay, maybe one or two things he will not say, but then
Okay.
at one point he realized that this guy is asset to me, why should I lose him? Okay,
Mm. Okay.
so and again I'm coming to that human value. Please understand the other guy is also is a human. Okay,
Mm.
he also has boss. Okay, he also need growth. So if manager need a growth, his subordinate has to perform. Okay,
Mm.
so that comes from my thinking and my experience. Okay.
Wow. Very, very profound. So what you're saying is stay with it, be patient, and stay at it. As a human being, I think we all have this need of, being supported, being in a cohort, and Even the boss wants people who are supporting him.
Correct.
And when you do it consistently, letting go of those smaller gains,
Exactly.
getting credit
Exactly.
here, getting credit there, and looking at that larger purpose of having that strong relationship and a peaceful environment, nice working environment, then
Exactly.
eventually it will come to you, because the boss will realize he's a human being. He also understands who are my strong people who are supporting me.
Absolutely. And to add, Astha, that
Yeah.
please understand that if in case somehow I have totally made my mind that no, this will not work at all at this place.
Yeah.
Now the next situation is people start doing complaining. मुझे पैसे नहीं मिलते तो बॉस खराब है तो environment खराब है तो AC नहीं चल रही, everything will become negative.
Right.
Please don't do that. Then you plan your exit yourself. Okay. Right? If you are very clear, no, nothing will work now at this location. Okay. So don't complain, because the problem is complaining is not going to hurt company. Organization will run. You are there or you're not there. Okay.
Yeah.
It is you who are going to get damage yourself. If I'm changing my habit, started reaching late office, I started creating problem, then I will have problem at home also. I will probably lose my habits. I'm not meeting clients in time. I'm delaying replies to the client. Who is getting affected negatively? It's me, not the company.
Yeah.
Organizations will be there. People may come and go. So my thought is very clear. For because of me, company is not running. Company is running because of the company. Company can replace me anytime, right? So I should then plan for my exit systematically so that I get a peaceful exit and get a better opportunity rather than complaining. So as long as I am there, I will put my best. I will try my best to perform in that particular organization who is paying my salary.
Yeah.
Okay. And then plan my exit.
Wow, makes sense. Just one second.
Yeah.
Okay, so Praveen, if I want to ask you, you said don't complain, because in the process, organization is running, nothing will stop there.
Right.
You end up damaging yourself somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Both internally, emotionally, mentally.
Yes.
And somewhere I think also how then people start to view you. Now, maybe you're exiting that organization, but even then you never know when you may cross paths and
Exactly.
when it'll happen, and I think word also spreads sometimes,
Absolutely.
the kind of so who you are being, um, I think that's something we leaders often miss out on, that it's not about what people are doing to me, but who am I being, irrespective of what's happening. And that's character. I strongly feel, that something which is very, very important. So
and you should not damage your own character, because in the process you're damaging. Like I always tell to juniors, and when I meet this young MBA final year students, I go for some time classes, or when somebody new joins, I said, uh, you have to build your own brand. Okay, people should not recognize because Praveen Gupta is with GrainPro or Praveen Gupta was with UPM. Okay, when I put my card, they say the name Praveen Gupta, and they should call in to meet you, or they should recognize you, not that so and so brand. And that will happen only if we build our own character. Okay? And especially in sales, it happens that if I'm not building my character, if I'm changing the brand, then other client may be the same for the other brand. And you say, "यार नहीं, प्रवीण आता है, वो कुछ झूठ बोल के जाता है, बेच के जाता है." So that नहीं आना चाहिए. When Praveen comes, he brings some value. Okay, let us listen him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Got it. Lovely. So, since we were talking about subordinates, and I would want to come to the boss's side of it. However, before that, one more thing, that when the executives who are at a certain level, they have a boss also, and they may have or may not have a team.
Right.
But what are those 1, 2, 3 things that they should bear in mind? Of course, it is, I believe, a lot of internal work, where house, what is it that's going on here? What is my belief system? All of that. But what are some of the things that they need to be mindful of, which will help them, navigate or create powerful relationships at workplaces?
Okay, so I'll tell you the first as a boss. Okay, if
Okay.
if I have a team, I think one thing I do normally first, if somebody joins me, or if I am joining a company and there are new set of team, okay, uh, make them sit down and explain how I work. Okay, what is my work style? Okay,
Okay.
what is my expectations in general first? Of course, the targets and other things are what is say professional, and that will come in the matrix. But there
Sure.
are more important thing how I do. Okay, for example, one very important thing with me, I'm very almost cynically what is say strong on timing. Okay,
Okay.
if somebody has promised a time, or I have promised a time, and I'll go to the level that even if I promise a time to a driver, okay, his
Hmm.
job is to sit in the car and wait. But still, if I have said that, Dinesh, we'll start at 9:30, uh, and if I'm not ready at 9:30, I'll call him and tell.
Sure.
So it is that level of dedication. Okay, कि even driver को भी बताना जरूरी है कि भाई अभी मैं नहीं आ रहा, बट वो उसको नहीं भी बोलूंगा तो चलेगा, right? He will
Right.
wait. His job is like that. He's paid for the being there for the full day. Okay,
Correct.
but still now people. So this I have to explain that how strong this situation is for me. Okay,
Sure.
because this is my individual thing. If the guy is committed to meet me at 10 o'clock, he should be at my cabin at 9:59. Otherwise, his things are gone in my
Right.
mind. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
this, I think the personal thing, work style, as a boss, we have to clearly explain to our subordinates. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
so I tell people that, see, if you have committed something, failing is not the crime for me. Okay. You are not able to do perfectly, not a crime. Okay. But you have not tried, or you have not been on the date committed. Suppose you have committed something that, Praveen, I'll give you by in 2 days, or suppose today is Friday, I will give you on Monday morning 10 a.m. It means I'm expecting that it will be ready at 10 a.m. Monday
Hmm.
morning. But
Hmm.
if you are not able to do, you should know already on Saturday that it's not possible. Then you inform me on Saturday that it's not possible on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you buy time. That is not a problem for me. Okay. You can say it's not possible to do on Monday. I will give you on Wednesday. I'll be totally happy. Okay. No problem. But on Wednesday morning, come to office 10 o'clock, and then you say tens of excuse that is not happened. You're lost.
Hmm.
So this is my work style. Okay. The
Got it.
same way, if I am committing something to you that this will be done, it is my responsibility. I will make sure that done. Or if I want to buy time, I will tell you in advance, not at that particular day. And reason,
Hmm.
Astha, we should all understand that
Yeah.
everyone is having some hierarchy.
Yeah.
Suppose you have said that you give me on 10 o'clock. I have said my boss I'll give you at 10:30. So I am failing. So I'm not angry because you failed. Okay. I'm angry because I failed.
Wow.
And these people don't understand. Okay, I'm not owner of GrainPro. Okay, if my sales manager has committed me something, I'll give you Friday morning. I have committed to my boss that I'll give you on Monday afternoon. So I bought 2 hours time for him that I will review and send it to you. But if this guy is coming 10 o'clock morning and saying that no, nahi hua, ye problem ho gaya, you lost.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Got it.
probably these people don't understand. People are not able to communicate. So I communicate this very first day before going into the company profile, before going into the product sales and all the targets. How I like, what is my work style, what I like, I don't like. Okay, and then I also ask if out of this 10 points I said, if 1 or 2 points which you are totally not agreeing, come
Hmm.
openly. We'll have a compromise. We'll find out a way out.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Wow. Awesome. So, Praveen, I think from this, what you're saying, one of the things what I'm hearing, like you said, keeping your word or integrity is a very strong core value for you,
Very core
right? Very
value,
strong,
very
right?
strong value. Yeah,
So, one thing that I'm hearing is knowing what are your non negotiables,
Toms.
whether
Yeah,
you're a
you can say.
boss or you are whatever level you are at, knowing what your non negotiables are,
Mm.
and then also communicating it to your partners,
Exactly. So
your
a
workforce.
clear communication to the partners.
Yeah.
Now, this discussion I was doing as a boss, what I will do with the
Yeah.
subordinate. So I
Yeah.
will tell clearly what is my work style, how I like to do, what are the my terms when we are in the office or we are talking in the work. So
Yeah.
I think this is very clear. Yeah, that
Got
has
it.
to be communicated.
Communicated. And what I loved about what you said also is where you said that, also giving them an opportunity to say there could be certain things which are like an absolute no-no for them.
Yes,
Maybe
exactly.
non-negotiable for you, but they don't agree. And that's where you are willing to take a middle path.
I will give you a real example also.
Yes.
For
Yes, please.
example, see, I'm an early morning. I start my day by 5:30 around. Okay,
Sure.
and I have my some ritual thing, small yoga, all those maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hour. Uh, and roughly 6:30 to 7:30 or 8, I do office work. Okay.
Okay.
So like we are in different time zone. So maybe there's something might have come in the night from the US office, something from the Philippine office. Okay. I'll reply few mails. Okay. And then I'll have 1.5 hour break for my routine, other routine thing. So I explained to the people when they are working in different time zone. My Philippine headquarter is 2.5 hour earlier than us. Okay. So when I wake up at 5:30, it's already 8 a.m. to there, and they have started working. So if I want to get something done from them, it is better that I give them early information. So during the day, they should finish it off. By the time it is here, it's afternoon, it's 4 o'clock, and they are gone. Okay. I tell my subordinates also, if you want something and you want to go with their label because they are senior, they are the head office, so we have to little cooperate with them. So I expect that you do the same thing, but it's okay. Being in India, our office time is 9:30 to 5:30. It's your choice. This I can negotiate, but I do like this. I reply certain mails in the morning, then my day becomes easy. I like it that way because then I don't have any pressure. So this is negotiable. This I'm not expecting everyone to wake up at 5:30 and do that.
Got it. Got it. So, what do you think about the same thing if I extend it to people who have, bosses?
Yeah.
Or rather, if I say this you do with your subordinates, your teammates,
Yeah.
but when it comes to, let's say, you and your boss,
Yeah.
how has the chemistry there unfolded? Have you also tabled your non-negotiable sometimes? How do you manage there when
Yeah.
it's a different chemistry?
Yes, I think if you just reverse the same thing,
Yes.
it goes well. Try to understand clear communication from the boss. Okay.
Okay.
Few things maybe like I'm so vocal, I explain my subordinates. Other boss may not do that. Okay.
Right.
But then over a period of time, I think within 1 month, if you're working with your boss, you know roughly what is it tracks, how he wakes up, what time he replies, what is his level of expectations. And if it's still not clear, sometimes you have to ask. Okay. I'll give you one example in my current organization itself. Like there was a change from April. I came in a different hierarchy, and there was some changes inside. Then there was a confusion. Like certain thing has to be asked from this person or this person. Okay. And about a month, I was not clear. I was always in fear that this fellow may feel bad about it because I'm asking here. Then I made one fine day straight away ask question. Okay, I have this confusion. What to do? Okay, it should come to this person or this person. So I asked to the top boss. Okay, and then he clarified. He smiled. "Praveen, I think this is confusion is there. It is our side of problem. It is not clear. I will make some communication now," and it was done. Okay.
Wow.
So as a subordinate, I think that much you should have guts to talk to the bosses. Okay. That the boss, this is, and this should not be in public. Please remember, this kind of discussion should not be one to one. Find a time and you say that I'm confused about this. Okay. How to do this? Okay. Please a guide. And they will be happy to do it. I absolutely find that there will be no problem.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
it's reverse the whole thing. Try to find out then, ask them. Okay. Or try to analyze over a period of time how it's happening. But you have to be definitely alert and positively looking to the situation, not finding fault.
Got it. So, help me understand. So, what you're saying is that if there is like for you, integrity is very strong. Now, as a team member, if for me there is something which is a, let's say, freedom is a core value for me, or autonomy maybe. So I love working in a certain environment where I have the freedom to implement things, or rather work in that freedom. I don't like being micromanaged. And let's say I have a boss who is micromanaging,
Yeah.
does happen.
Yeah. I think this is the second very important topic. I'll tell you, Asta. And
Okay.
see, when on my age, my classmates, they're also on the almost similar position. Okay.
Sure.
And there are many of them, those who are more happier than me, and there are many of them who are not at all happy.
Sure.
Okay. So those who are happier than me, I will still try to learn from them what they are doing better.
Yeah.
Okay. Those who are not happy, I know roughly where they are not happy.
Okay.
Okay. For me, delegation and after clear communication, it becomes delegation.
Yeah.
Okay. I am a firm believer that if my team is performing better, I'll be at a relaxed position.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
If they are not doing well, then I have to do everything. So
Right.
and that will not happen with micromanagement. Okay. It is clear delegation with empowerment.
Hmm.
Only delegation will not do. Okay.
Hmm.
After delegation, if every time they have to come and ask, ये क्या हुआ सर, ऐसे कैसे करना, ये अप्रूव कर दो, वो अप्रूव कर दो, नहीं चलेगा. I'll tell you one incident I remember very powerful
Yeah.
in my earlier organization where I was managing director for the country. Okay. Uh, and when I got promoted to next level, boss was changed. And I was not very much aware of this boss behavior. And he was sitting in Helsinki, Finland. I'm in
Okay.
India. And there was no chance immediately meeting. We met after 3 months something. So by habit, we have a habit, and it's also part of the Indian corporate culture, probably I'll say, but it's changing very rapidly. Not anymore. I'm telling about 15 years ago. We have habit of asking approvals. Okay, ये कर दो, ऐसा हो गया, प्लीज अप्रूव. ओके. और इसमें दो रीजन है. एक, हमें सेफ प्ले करना है कि अच्छा उसने अप्रूव किया था इसलिए मैंने किया, मेरी गलती नहीं है. ओके. तो ये मेरी भी गलती है कि मैं उस पोजीशन मूड में जा रहा हूँ. आई एम गोइंग टू दैट अप्रूवल मोड. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing, the bosses be happy. They feel happy that, oh, everything he's doing with my approval.
Right.
But this boss was different.
Hmm.
After 3 or 4 mails similar, like asking for approval, a one-liner came. In fact, I have kept it very safe in a what is a folder. One-liner, Praveen, you are paid for decision making.
Wow.
Best
I,
regard.
I want all the bosses out there to hear this.
Yeah, Praveen, you are paid for decision making. Best regard. That's all.
Sure.
That changed my life. I'll tell you, Asa. And he was a very senior guy. Okay.
Hmm.
He's still CEO and president of one of the big multinational in Finland. Okay. Uh,
Praveen, I think beautiful, very powerful. And if this is there, I think that's true empowerment, you know.
exactly.
However, when you don't have a boss who's doing this, and not because he's a bad person, but he's not doing it, then how do I take charge of myself as a
I will
subordinate?
come there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now as a subordinate, I should have guts enough to
Yeah.
take responsibility.
Okay.
Okay. Where we feel why we go into the approval mode, because we are in a approval mode. We are happy that कुछ हो गया ना तो मैं बोलूंगा इसने किया था,
Uh,
because you approved, right? So if we will be in that mode, we will never grow. I'll tell you, and then don't complain anybody. So I,
hmm.
as a subordinate, I take charge in a way. Whatever, see, wait for decision making. It doesn't mean that I can take decision which is not in my what is it KRA.
Sure.
Everyone has a KRA where is a fixed structure. Of course, nowadays in almost all companies, leave alone some of the family managed companies, but still we are have a KRA. You know your decision making limitations. You make decisions in those limitations, and be have guts enough to accept if you fail. Don't go in approval mode. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's where the your what is say you feel confident, you grow, and there the bosses will also feel confident. You are always not blaming him that because you took decision. If
Hmm.
you were knowing the better decision, why don't you took it? Right. So again, I will give you a live example how I do in my when there are subordinates, they of course they need support, they need protection. So as a boss, if I want better performance for them, uh, delegate, empower, and also protect. So I
Hmm.
say, if I'm instructing something, there are three scenarios. One, you accept it straight away, you do. Still, if you fail, it is your responsibility, not my responsibility. Okay. Second scenario is we discuss, okay, you give a different opinion that this has to be done like this. Okay. Okay. I don't agree, right? But still you say that I want to do, you do. If you fail, it is your problem. Okay. Now the third
Hmm.
scenario, you know a better situation. Okay. I am forcing no. Sandeep, you have to do like this. This is my decision. Now, it is my decision. If you fail, it is my decision. I fail. But in all three scenario, even though I told him that it is yours, okay, I am still taking responsibility. I will not go and tell my boss that Sandeep failed. Okay,
Hmm.
right? It is my failure ultimately. It's my team, and that is where the balance is not happening in the corporate or in the
Yeah.
any businesses, and the problem is there. Now, one
Hmm.
fourth scenario that will be very what is it? Strong one. Okay. After a project has been done, it is not gone on the as per the plan, it is failed. And then normally what happens, there are employee who say, अरे मुझे तो पता था ऐसा ही होगा, मुझे तो पता था इससे better ये scenario हो सकता था. And if I will listen that, he is fired at the same moment. The reason being is, if you knew, why you didn't came out, why you don't tell to management, why you don't tell me, and now you're telling that you're not supposed to leave, stay in this company, please leave. It's not, it's quite obvious, because this man is not asset for the company. If he knew that it's going to fail, or he knows better situation or better way of doing it, why didn't came out? Why he did not come to the table? Why he did not allotted somebody? If I was suppose not a good boss, at least you should have told to somebody who could have listened that, okay, I know a better way. But then they are more toxic people who later on, if a project fails or if something goes wrong, they spread rumor everywhere. अरे मुझे पता था ऐसा होगा, ये तो ऐसा ही है, वो तो ऐसे ही होना ही था. These kind of people are very toxic.
Interesting. Got
Yeah.
it. Wow. So, is it really possible? A lot of people, what I hear, I'm just going on a different tangent now, Praveen. So, a lot of people say, no, it's all, workplace relationships are fake. And what do you mean by having meaningful relations at work? It's professional. We're all there for our own purposes. What are you even talking about? And what is your take on, relationships at workplace per se?
So it's a relationship. It's not something. It means we are getting into the personal space. Okay.
Right.
First, let us be clear.
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing. I will give you an example. How a
Yeah.
subordinate. I will give you an example of a subordinate. In my earlier company about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I landed in not 15. It's more, I think. In 2006, I landed in Mumbai. Okay. And there was a small office of this my what is a distributor in India. And there was a person who was serving tea. Her office mein hote hain, the person serves tea.
Right.
Okay. And there was two guys. And it's a very real life example. This man is, if he will listen someday, he can understand whom I am talking about. Okay. There were two guys in the same position. Their job was only to keep the office neat in the morning and serve tea. Okay. This young guy, in discussion, I found out that he has completed his first year of MA, Master of Art. Okay. Uh, and he was quite intelligent, humble. He listens thing. Even if it was not domain, he will simply come and say, "Sir, ये ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या?" Okay. I told him one thing. You start learning computer. He was not aware of anything. He started learning from the next day. Okay. He was sitting in some computer asking somebody. This guy today is the customer service coordinator for one of the major multinational.
Wow.
The second guy with him, who was the other guy who was serving tea, he is still serving tea. And now,
very, very powerful.
So this is all about what is it? It is kind of we built a relationship. We know he did something for me, I did something for me. It was not anyway personal or rich. When we say personal means rich, connecting to the family or मेरा family का क्या story है, उससे मतलब नहीं है. A relations built on the trust basically, and trust in the sense other person is adding some value to me, and I'm adding some value to him on day-to-day life, because we are spending about 8 to 10 hours, almost half of our life in office, that location. How can we say that relationship doesn't matter? It matters. It will affect your home also. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, such a powerful thing. I think trust and value, I think two aspects that you brought out. And
Here, just to add one more, I said
Yes.
another side subordinate. I'll say my growth itself. Okay. When I was
Sorry?
recruited, I will tell you about my growth itself.
Sure,
Major
sure.
growth happened. When I was recruited for my last before company, the person who came to India, he was expat from Finland. Okay. He was looking for a person to assist him for the new project. Okay. Of course, a new assist him means a qualified person, but then the position was only that assist him in a bigger project. Okay. Now I started learning the need of, I was recruited and I started learning the need, and the project was so huge. We were working on a very big thing. And initially there was a thought that maybe I may not fit into that whole big structure, whole big plan. But then I thought, why not? Okay. And then I started picking few things which I was not aware or not knowing. I started learning. And eventually, you can see my profile, I became the managing director of the company. This was my personal thing. So it is not because somebody given me because of my personal relation. It's not came to the table. And especially the people from Scandinavia, they are very, very clear, black and white, nothing.
Yeah.
When nobody, you cannot influence with the gift or with the money. They are so
No,
strong in integrity.
true.
They're clear professionals. Okay. So the relationship is not about like how you do one to one, but how you add value to the other person growth or other person life.
Mm. So what you're saying, Praveen, is, if I'm getting it right, that whether it is you, whether it is your boss, your subordinate, whoever it is, we're all there for that larger purpose, which is organization's goal or purpose.
Okay.
There's
Exactly.
nothing personal there.
Okay.
We're all there for that.
Yeah.
And we are all interdependent in creating
Absolutely.
that. Nobody's
Absolutely.
operating in isolation. And if I can support, so the relationship, the foundation of the relationship is how much value can we create together for each other towards that,
Absolutely.
and that
Absolutely.
builds the trust, and
Yeah.
that's what those relationships are about, and that creates the joy in working. And
Exactly. Exactly. And as a boss, you make sure that the subordinates are confident that
Yeah,
you protect them in case they fail.
yeah,
Okay. You
yeah,
will you will help them to grow, and you
yeah,
set example, right? You set
right.
example that is happening. Like another
Hmm.
example I'll give you. Asta, I remember there is one girl joined me as my assistant, a
Okay,
typical assistant, executive assistant.
sure.
Now she is leading one of the big company as marketing head.
Wow, okay, lovely.
So once he joined just as a executive assistant, but I
Oh.
realized that I started giving some work. I said, "ये कर दो, वैसे कर दो, थोड़ा help करो." I'm not good at making PowerPoint. I'm not good at doing this all new tools. And she was good. I said, "ये कर लो, ये कर लो." Then I suggested, you could be good at marketing. There was a small opportunity in the same company. I said, "You move to this place. You will do better."
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And now she is a marketing lead for a big company. So I have grown, and luckily, okay, people will say that, okay, you might have got good bosses, and then you can do.
Yeah.
Of course, I got good bosses, but then it was my attitude also that there was toxic bosses where I could add some value, I could get my work done, but then people also will say, ये तो उसका चमचा होगा, अपने यहाँ
Hmm.
जो
Hmm. Hmm.
normal term
Hmm.
है, but it's not
Yeah.
like that. It's not like that. Uh, yeah, rather than complaining, if you're doing something else and growing, or then leave the company.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Amazing.
yeah.
Great. So I think a lot of powerful takeaways, and just quickly to sum up before I have the closing lines from you, Praveen. I think certain very important things that you said, which just stayed with me, and let me know if I miss out something. One is that anybody who's there is a human being. Even if it's your boss or whoever it is your human being. And I think we quite often use the terms toxic very loosely.
Yes, yeah,
Toxic tough. But the point is whether whatever position that I'm at, can I take charge of my own growth? And
exactly.
within that, can
Mm.
I create the relationships? So relationships will be good, environment will be good, provided I'm willing to take charge
Right.
and look at where I may be stuck. What
Yes,
more can I bring to the table? One beautiful things that you said, that what can I provide to my boss here? What more can I bring to the table? Because I
yes,
don't know his side of the story, what
right.
he's dealing with, maybe.
Yes,
And if
exactly.
I can provide that without thinking of what how much credit I'm getting, what so ultimately things will turn in your favor, things will come to you. And
Come.
what I really loved when you said, it's not that I'm his chamcha or not, there is something that I'm bringing to the table which
Exactly.
resonates with this person, but
Right.
because you're not doing it, you think, oh, that's an undue advantage that's being given to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So maybe
Exactly.
you want to look at it.
Yes.
And I think that's beautiful. The other thing, emotional play game, what you said, not in the literal sense of a game,
Right. Right.
but understanding that we are all emotional beings.
Humans. So we
Humans,
have
yeah.
emotion value. Okay. So it affects really. It affects
Yeah,
really. Yeah.
it
Uh,
does.
I think I will give you one more example. I remember.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
As a boss, there are also times we have tough subordinates. Not that always boss is tough. Okay.
True. Well said. Yes.
Subordinates are tough. And many times that subordinate is so strong in the company, you cannot do anything about him. Okay. You cannot remove him. Okay. If you want to even, right? I had this experience in deep south in a city. I took a job as a head of the department. Okay. And and that was a family run company. And in family run company, we call something homegrown managers. Okay. Homegrown managers mean they are with the family from the beginning. Okay.
Right.
And now they have become managers.
Yeah.
Okay. एंड दे हैव देयर ओन ईगो कि मैं तो मालिक को जानता हूँ, मैं तो उनके साथ काम किया था, वो मालिक जब ना स्कूटर पे चलता था तब से मैं उसके साथ हूँ.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then the malik says, Praveen, they are good people, they are my homegrown manager, I have emotional connect, I cannot do with them anything. Okay, but they cannot grow also, that's why you are here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there was 6 managers, I could handle slowly with everyone. There was one who was quite clear that no, you are not my boss are the owner. Now what happens is, if you don't deal with this man, your work is affecting, because he's also a key member of your team and your performance depends.
Sure.
So I took a day separately with him. I said, sorry, I will not take his name. So
Yeah. Sure.
I said, see, I am here. I know you are qualified. You are expecting this position. Okay. But still, owners didn't give you. This means definitely something you are missing. And that's why I am here. Okay. And one more thing I tell you, I'll not be here permanently. This is not my place. Okay. I came here with my career objective. I will stay for a few years here and I will move out. But I can assure you one thing, by the time I plan to move out, I'll make sure that you come to this position and not again an outsider. If you agree with me, I can give you the tips. I can tell you why I'm here and you are not there. And let us make a deal. Okay. I came to the extent that he was not trusting. I said, okay, I'll write a resignation letter right now. I'll put a 3 years date down the line. Okay. You keep it with you. Okay. After 3 years, just you get this resignation and I will leave. This is my promise.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. And that moment, it was a totally different moment. He became emotional. No, sir, this happened, that happened. They didn't give me that. I said, all this, whatever you not got, it was due to you. Honestly, I'll make sure that you get it. So one important topic, I will tell you, please find out the people who are good. They have not got their dues.
Yeah.
They have not been recognized properly before you. Okay. Try to get them recognized by the management. Try to do something. They feel that when you have come, you have made some changes. So you show your changes as a boss. Okay. And that gives a trust to the people that, okay, this man can do something. He's not only coming, he has not come only for his salary increase, but he's doing something for us also. Okay. And that's how I think it goes very good. But at least with me, it has happened that immediately you get the trust, that value, that respect. ये करेगा हमारे लिए कुछ करेगा. There will be some change.
Amazing. Wow, it's so many wows in the whole episode that you no, why? Because this is not gyan or concepts coming in, Praveen. These are things that you've lived through and you've experienced them.
All this interaction, if the people will listen, they will really know whom I am talking about. They are there. They are still there. And one great thing is they are all in good terms. Okay. Wow. If they listen, they will call me immediately.
Yeah. Great. I think that this is such a powerful message, and all those of you who are listening, no matter what position you are in the hierarchy, see, it's not a 1 day, 2 day thing. It's a long-term thing that we are talking about. So it really matters. It matters because you are at stake. You know, your mental health, your emotional health is at stake. So I think a lot of what Praveen spoke about, of course, comes from who he is. When he says I've had good bosses, he has had his share of difficult bosses as well. But that's what I think we were just talking about, that you attract who you are being.
Absolutely.
So even to turn around things, who do I need to be able to turn it around, you know? So whatever is going on here, if I'm being a victim, then maybe I'll just get busy sulking, poor me, this is not working. And if I'm a creator, then maybe the most difficult things, which is what Praveen said, I'll be thinking, okay, what can I bring in here? What more can I do here? How else can I approach this? And I think the classic examples you gave in both the roles, as a teammate where you had a boss who you supported, and maybe as a boss, how could you support your team? You know, so both those examples. So very, very valuable. And I think, yes, cannot choose my boss all the time, cannot choose my father, cannot choose my boss. So how many times do we really look at what are some of the understanding how he is and navigating accordingly? Of
Yeah.
course, it's not about compromising on your core values. I don't think you ever
Not
compromised
really,
on
never,
your
never.
core. That's what I'm hearing very loud and clear.
When it came to that level, it was
Yeah,
time to move out. Simple.
beautiful. Loved
Yeah,
hearing that.
yeah.
But I think then you would agree, Praveen, that uh, people say, oh, I think I need to quit, and they keep quitting and they keep repeating the same
Oh,
patterns wherever they go.
that's
That's
why I say first analyze. Can I find a better thing? Are you sure that other company will give a better scenario in particular situation?
yeah,
No, I don't know the
yeah,
other boss also. I don't know the
yeah,
other company also. I don't know
yeah,
the other environment also. Then
yes,
quitting immediately just because of certain silly thing or even is bigger thing also not the solution. Okay, uh, find the solution there. Finally, if doesn't work, then don't complain. I will never complain. Never rumor around. ये खराब है, वो खराब है, बस खराब है, canteen खराब है, AC नहीं चल रहा है. It
right,
happens like this also.
right,
It's smaller things.
yeah,
And then plan to move. Simple as that.
lovely. So knowing when to move on, and that also comes from what I'm hearing from you, when you know who you are,
Exactly.
when you know what I bring, and now I think it's time for me to move on because this doesn't serve me, doesn't honor me. So
Absolutely.
without cribbing, complaining, okay, move on. That's your message, I think. Very, very
Absolutely.
powerful.
Absolutely.
I think superb. Um, and yes, so one last, thing, a very brief, like a 1-2 liner, which is like a, I don't know, mantra is not the word, but if I may use that, for workplace relationships, for anybody, what would you want to leave people with, in the backdrop of this discussion that we've just had?
Unfortunately, I will not able to complete in 2 lines, so I'll give 4 or 5 lines. Okay.
Please.
I will come back to the very famous learning from one of the corporate, what do you say, gurus,
Sure.
Siva Khera. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, uh, and I came across him when early age, very early age. Okay,
Yeah.
in the beginning of the career. And
Mm.
one thing which hit me on my head, or you can say brain, very strongly,
Mm.
uh, deliver more than you are paid for, and then you have no competition. Okay, and it works
Mm.
in family life, it works in corporate life, uh, everywhere. And it's simple. People may not understand deliver more than you are paid for. Meaning is, I'll give you a small story to
Yeah.
conclude it. When you go in a super mall or a shopping complex, you have multiple board, 40% discount, 60% discount. You buy something, you come out, you're happy, of course, you got a cheaper price. Think of a scenario. You went to a shop, there is no discount board. You buy what you like, you paid your money, you took your bag. By the time your counterman is giving you the bag, he's also giving a small, nice packet, saying, "Madam, this is complimentary for you."
Yeah.
Which one make you more happy?
Oh, when I didn't know, it was like a sudden surprise.
Certainly. So you gift on a birthday, you gift on an anniversary, gift someone close, just random. Okay, Praveen, I was happy a chocolate for you.
Mm.
So it comes to workplace.
Yeah.
As long as I work at one place, I will try to deliver more than I are paid for. And that is I will not say mantra, I have lived it. Okay, I have
Yeah.
lived it. and
Yeah.
and this applies everywhere, on your corporate life, on your family life, in your friend circle, everywhere.
And this works.
And this works.
Yes. Wow. 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 Very powerful. Yeah. Deliver more than that you're paid for. True.
Yes, because
Yeah.
everybody is delivering, most, no man, I will say majority of them delivering less than they are paid for.
Yeah.
I never complained about my salary. If I'm not happy about my salary, okay, find a new job and go.
Mm.
Why to complain to the same company who is paying you every month?
Mm.
Or then, if you have guts enough and you know your value enough, sit with your boss and negotiate. Don't
Yes.
complain. Don't
Yes.
complain.
Yes. Yeah. And quite often we do everything
Yeah,
except doing something about it. We complain. We are all the time complaining it to whoever we are meeting. And that
exactly.
becomes our habit then over time. Yeah.
My company made 30% profit, but they have not paid me. Boss,
Yeah.
if you have value, think you are valuable for the company, sit with your boss and negotiate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't complain because you're affecting your health, you're
Yeah.
affecting your emotional situation, you're affecting your family also, because you'll go back to home and complain very salary comment.
True. Yeah.
What family can do, what other can do by listening to the
Very
boss.
true. Yeah.
Sit with him. But then you should have also get the boss may say, no, you're not worth, leave the company. So you should be ready.
Sure. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Great. I think this was very, very valuable, Praveen. Thank you so much. And I would really want all those of you who are listening to this to, in the comments, uh, what has been your experience, and then what you heard today, what is your takeaway? What's the perspective that you did the perspective shift? Did you get any access into what you are dealing with? I would really want you to put that in the comments below. And also, see, the idea is it's some real talk, like we said, that's what this is about. And that's what Praveen was doing. He was talking straight from his life, his experiences. So therefore, it was very, very profound. So, for a while, put aside your judgment, I would say. Remove the hat of that judge that we are always wearing, and see that there is a possibility. Please try and explore possibility, because the idea is to help you in whatever situation that you are in. And if you can get any access, would love to hear from you. So please put it down here. I'm sure that's what Praveen would love to hear from you. If through his conversation, you're able to get that access and you're able to shift anything, you want to, interact with him, Praveen, I think you'll be okay with people putting in comments if at all they want to.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like feedbacks. I love it. No problem. Even if some negative or whatever, let the
Yeah.
people come from heart, not from the judgment. Yeah.
Super. So please go ahead and do that. Put in your comments. Even if you have some follow-up questions, put them in the comments, and Praveen would be happy to respond to those. Your
Absolutely.
feedbacks, anything that you have, what opened up for you, go ahead and put that. That's the whole idea. Yeah. And the key is go ahead and take action. Take charge. Take action. Nothing changes till the time you stay in the victim mode. Get into your creator mode and go back to this. Go back to this. If you, maybe I would say listen to this again, because when you hear it for the first time, maybe the second time, pause and listen. There will be something that will resonate with you, which is specific to your situation. So just do that. Yes. And lovely. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Praveen. Such a pleasure to have you here. It was actually a real talk, and I thoroughly enjoyed interacting with you. I'm enriched. I have gotten such amazing perspectives. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Asta. Thank you. And I think first time I'm talking on a public platform, and all was real life thing, no gyan. Okay. And I'll be happy to talk to the people. Anybody can reach me. And now we are on a public platform, and everybody knows everybody's LinkedIn places and
Yeah,
all. So I'll be
absolutely.
happy to read through the comments, and yes, wherever possible, we'll reply. Thank you, Asta. This was
Super.
really, really a great thing. And we should share our experiences. That's what, at the end of the day, we can do
Yes,
the best for the society. Right.
absolutely. Very true. Very true. Great. Thank you so much, and see
So,
you all together again.
all the
Bye-bye.
best too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.